Hey everyone, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So it is Tuesday, I'm finally starting the reading vlog. I was at a wedding on Sunday, spent the whole day yesterday pretty much in Melbourne, and then got back late in the afternoon. I had a ton of jobs to do around the house. I have my dishwasher going, so please ignore that. But it is now I don't have my watch on, but it's 1 o'clock or something. I'm gonna read for about 2 hours and I have just started Brutal Prince. I'm hopefully gonna finish it in one sitting, I think, because it's quite short. It's not a very long book. It's 2 chapters in, I'm 11% in already. So it's 370 pages, so it's not huge. So if I can finish it, I'll be cheering. So I'm supposed to be buddy reading this series with a friend. She finished it one day as well. She finished it yesterday. She literally started it and finished it yesterday. Maybe she started it Sunday night. I'm actually not sure, but put myself a nice crispy Coke because it is so hot outside. So yeah, 2 chapters in and this book is absolutely hilarious. I love Sophie Lark's writing. She is so funny. Honestly, hilarious. There was a comparison between there was Demi Lovato was performing at Nessa Griffin's party and Ada made a reference oh, it's no Halsey or anything. I'm oh, I love Halsey. She's so amazing. But yeah, if you don't know anything about Brutal Prince and the Brutal Birthright series, the first book is about Callum and Ada, and I'm pretty sure this is Captive Captor. I'm almost positive. I will confirm as I get into this because I cannot remember. I've had this on my TBR for so long that I've forgotten what the tropes are of every book, but mafia style romance, and then it leads into the Underworld series and the Kingmaker series, but it's about the Griffins and the Gallows, and the Griffins are the Irish mafia and the Gallows are the Italian mafia. So Ada is Italian and Callum is Irish. And then there's another 5 books in this series that follow on from this, and they all center around each of the children, each of Callum and Ada's siblings. So Ada has 3 brothers and then Callum has 2 sisters. I'm very, very interested in this. I can't wait. I've been dying to get back into mafia romance. So I think I'm gonna read half of the series this week, half of the series next week. That's my plan anyway. So I am going to check in with you guys later on, but that's my thoughts for now. And we'll see how the rest of the book goes. Okay, so my bad. It is arranged marriage, not captive. I don't know why I thought it was captive. There must be a captive further on in the series. I'm not 100% sure, but it is arranged marriage. Okay, I moved to the other couch, but I am 36% into this, chapter 12. They've just moved in together after their marriage. There has been no consummation of the marriage, so scenes to come. Ada is the funniest person I have ever read about in my life. I love that she has character and spark and spunk, and she's interesting. She's not just a demure mafia daughter. She's she's got fire in her. She is actually wow, that I wasn't intending to make that pun, but she starts a fire at the start of this book. So yeah, it's very funny. She puts her husband into hospital after being married to him for the whole of 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm thoroughly entertained. It is now Wednesday. I ended up getting into about halfway into Brutal Prince before I put it down because I had to edit my vlog that I uploaded yesterday. I am at 47% of the way through it. So I am at chapter 15. So we just after, I don't think I updated, but I'm pretty sure just after I last updated, we got a spicy scene. Now I normally I didn't think we would get a spicy scene so quickly because it's an arranged marriage. I normally think it takes longer, but these two are sex kittens. I fucking love Sophie Lark. She does such a good job. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. Callum is a god. He is the most protective, overbearing man. Oh, obsessed with him. So good. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down and read now, hopefully finish it, and then I need to edit a little bit. No, I'm not editing. I am planning my day for tomorrow because uni is back. So I'll be doing my law school vlog separately. So I'm gonna read this, hopefully finish it, and I will check in with you guys when I'm at like 75% of the way through it. So I'm 75% of the way through Brutal Prince. I'm up to chapter 22. His bodyguard, like Jack, or bodyguard enforcer, whatever he's called, Callum's bodyguard or enforcer, is really annoying. Like, I want to punch him in the face. Like, he is the worst human ever. I hope that maybe he can redeem himself, but I hope like he does something shifty so that like I can like legitimately hate him for whatever reason. Spice is really, really good. They're very quick scenes. They're good scenes, but they're quick scenes. The conflict is now starting, like the climax, if you can call it. I'm obviously not going to give the spoilers. So, but yeah, like 75% of the way is when like the climax is happening. And yeah, very, very intriguing. And I think that this is really going to lead directly into Stolen Heir, because the conflict has to do with the Polish mafia. And the next book, the Polish, like someone in the Polish mafia, I don't remember if it was like the son or whatever, kidnaps Nessa. That's the one that's captive is the next book. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's a solid book. Like, at the moment, solid 4 stars. Like, it's quite short, quite sweet. Yeah, I love the tension. I love the dynamic. But yeah, not a big story. So I definitely love it. I've now finished Brutal Prince and I'm giving it a solid 4 stars. Nothing happened with the bodyguard, which is kind of like annoying. But anyway, Callum and Ada are the ultimate power couple, and like their connection and the way, like, even though they hate each other and they didn't want this, there is such a connection and they are so like in sync with each other and they know what the other is thinking. They like have this like cosmic pull to each other. I love it. It's just like they're like true soulmates in my opinion. So I loved it. It was quite short. I would have loved to have seen like more after, but like the ending was beautiful, so good. There is like a big thing that happens and like Callum like knows exactly like what to do, and like that's how much he knows Ada, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm utterly obsessed with it. Sophie Lark, you are a queen. So I am going to read Stolen Heir tomorrow. That is the plan. Hopefully I can finish it in like one sitting because I'm home by myself. So let's see what happens. I am now going to sign off for the day. I am going to do some schoolwork. So watch the law school vlogs for that content. Happy Thursday, folks. I just finally started reading for the day just before I had uni started today, and yeah, that just took up most of my day, and then I was online shopping because the sales were on, and yeah. So I'm 4 chapters into Stolen Heir. I am thoroughly enjoying it so far. Captive romance. Nessa is quite interesting. I'm enjoying her backstory, or like a little bit of the backstory that we've gotten. She's very much like very similar to Millie from Broken Boys Can't Love, which I'm currently reading. We got the backstory of Miko and how he ended up in the Polish mafia, which is quite tragic. So massive trigger warnings for like rape and death straight away. Obviously it's mafia romance, so like it's quite triggering going into it. So yeah, he's planning some things for the Polish mafia, and I'm very keen to see how it all unfolds. I am going to knuckle down and read this because I want to finish it tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll check in with you guys later on when I'm making my warm beverage for the evening, even though it's bloody hot. So I'm going to lie down to bed and read this book. Okay, so just making myself a little evening drink of moo milk by Naked Harvest. This is the salted caramel flavor. I don't love it, but I'm definitely going to try the vanilla like maple one next, which I think I like better. This one's just like a little bit too fake for me, but that's just me personally. So I'm going to make this in a second, but I wanted to give you an update. I'm like halfway through
Stolen Heir. So it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I don't know if I mentioned that. And obviously Captor Captive. So Beauty and the Beast is Captor Captive. The thing to know about Nessa is like she's never been trained within like she's from Irish Mafia. So she's Callum's youngest sister from the previous book. Yeah, has no skills, doesn't know how to like defend herself, no mafia training at all. So she's like floundering in this thing, but she's very, very intelligent and her family doesn't give her any credit for being so smart. They don't really realize how smart she is. She's like learning Polish from like books and like speaking to like this maid that's keeping her. So yeah, and that's how she learns how to dance ballet, because she's a ballerina. And yeah, she just picks up the dances really, really fast. So she's very intelligent, very sweet girl. Don't know, I don't really love Captor Captive. It's not my favorite. I read The Darkest Temptation and I didn't love it, but I trust Sophie Lark, so I'm sure it'll be great. Other than that, there's been like a couple of spicy scenes. Like there was like sort of like a voyeurism, like mutual masturbation scene, obviously very captive style, which is obviously spicy, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit of a slower burn. Very Stockholm syndrome-y, because like Nessa can feel herself falling for him. She's like, nah, I can't like him, like I hate him, blah, blah, blah. And like Miko's like seeking revenge on the Irish Mafia. So that is what we're at. So I'm gonna make my little drink, then keep reading and check in with you guys maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning. So we'll see. It's already like 10:30. So yeah, I'm gonna make this and get back to reading. So I'm 85% into Stolen Heir and I really like it. Not my favorite, still not my favorite. I don't love Captor Captive, it's not my favorite. It is Beauty and the Beast, it is all fun. So there was like the big climax of the story and like we see like Miko falling for Nessa and like Nessa starting to have like this like cosmic pull towards Miko. So, you know, we see that and then now she's like released and like back into normal life. So I think I prefer this to other Captor Captive stories that I have read, because like they get to be a normal couple outside of the captive situation. At least that sort of looks like. Her parents are like, oh, I don't want you guys to be together, obviously, because they're rival mafia gangs. But, you know, he's like, I want to prove it to you that I love you. So I want to prove to you that I love your daughter and I respect your daughter. And because she's so young, he's like, I will wait. So it's gonna be nice to see them falling in love. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised. So I'm gonna finish this now and then I will tell you guys what I think when I'm done. So I only have like 4 chapters left and then it'll be done. So I'm on page 358 and oh my God, Nessa's parents are so funny. Like they had an arranged marriage, but they are just so like in love with each other now. But they were just like, I guess like they're so mafia centric that they just won't admit that they're absolutely in love. But they are so funny. Their banter rivals Callum and Ada for sure. Happy Saturday morning, folks. I went to the gym this morning and like had a nice shower and like relaxed for a little bit. And now I'm going to start Savage Lover. I finished Stolen Heir last night, gave it a 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was very satisfied with the ending. I think it is a better way of doing like the captor captive trope or the kidnap trope. That's how I feel about it. Like I said, I trust Sophie Lark, so she always does a good, I really thoroughly enjoyed the way she wrote it. I think she did a really, really great job. So now I'm gonna move on to Savage Lover. I don't know what the exact tropes are, but I know that it's about Nero and Camille, and Nero likes cars. And Nero is Ada's brother. So I'm very keen. I think this might be one of my faves. We'll see how we go. But yeah. Okay, so I am 40% into Savage Lover and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Nero's like this sweet, soft boy with like tough exterior and he's just like, sex god. Like, love it. Loving Nero. And I love Camille. I feel so bad for her struggles because she's like, her dad's sick. She's trying to get her brother on like the right track in life. She's poor. And then she's like wound up having to be like an informant for this cop. It happens like within the third, I think it's like in the third chapter that happens. So she's like an informant for the police to try and catch a drug dealer. This cop has like a vendetta, I think, against the Gallows. I think something's happened. The Gallows have done something to him and his family that he's now like seeking revenge as well. And now, like, because Camilla's being this informant, she keeps going to the parties that Nero's at, and they're like fraternizing, and I love it. It's so good. So obviously, like, the Brutal Birthright series like leads into the Kingmaker series, and the Kingmaker series is like the Mafia Hogwarts for all the kids of the Brutal Birthright series and the Underworld series. My theory is, so the fourth book is called The Spy, so we know that there's someone, I think that's from what I can understand, there's someone within the Kingmaker's school that is a spy for whatever side. My theory is potentially that Camille and Nero's son could be the spy. That's my theory. Obviously, that could be completely wrong. I have no bloody idea. Could be right, could be completely wrong. But that is what I'm guessing for the moment as to who I think the spy could be. But I'm very like keen to get to Kingmakers. And like we see a bit of Ada in this, and like Ada is such a queen. Like, she is like boss bitch energy. I'm obsessed with Ada. She is like my favorite female main character from the series so far. I adore her. So highly enjoying this. I'm gonna make some lunch and then keep reading. I just like flew through the first 40%, honestly. It was like, I didn't want to put it down. So that's why I didn't update, but obsessed. I'm now going to close out the vlog. I didn't end up finishing Savage Lover. I did finish Bad Boys Break Hearts finally last night, and I kept tossing up between like a 4 stars or a 5 stars. I ended up doing a 5 stars just because I really, really enjoyed it. I loved it. I love the ending especially. Like, obviously with Brothers Best Friend, a lot of the time the conflict is very, very predictable and very, very obvious, but I think it was a well executed story. I loved Jude and I loved Millie, and I loved like hearing their struggles and their stories. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more than Good Guys Don't Lie. So I think it deserves the 5 star. It was like a very close. I mean, arguably I probably could have given it a 4 out of 5, a 4.5 out of 5, but I don't do half stars just because I like to make my life easy. So I just stick to a full like star rating. Did I love it as much as I did Nice Guys Don't Win? No, but did thoroughly enjoy it. So yeah, I finally finished that. And yeah, so I'm going to move over. I'm going to start the new vlog straight away. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this week's little reading vlog. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next weekly reading vlog. Bye guys.